Good morning, humanities students. If you are accessing this lesson, then you have successfully completed the hook and background exercise for your War of 1812 mini-Q. You have also hopefully talked about it with your table as directed by the substitute. And then you have individually gone through all of the different documents and answered the questions and submitted that to Canvas and talked with your table about the documents as well. So you are well on your way and ready to go ahead and do the outline prep page to get you ready to do your in-class essay. So your prep page you picked up on the way into class, and it looks something like this. And you are going to use your documents and the information from your hook and background essay to fill in the prep page, just like we've done for the previous two mini-Qs, the one on Jamestown and then the one on Valley Forge. My example of the prep page and the essay are actually on the American Revolution, because I don't like to write about what you're going to write about, because I always feel like I would take all your ideas, and then you'd feel like it wasn't your essay. So the examples of my prep page and my mini-Q essay are right here. And I totally made up documents. I'm not going to lie to you. I was like, we're going to have a document on the number of people who died in Boston, and we're going to have an excerpt from the Declaratory Act. And so, but you'll see that at least get an idea of documenting your stuff. I'm also after I finish recording this essay, going to go ahead and re-put up the rubric that goes with mini-Qs, just so that you can familiarize yourself with it again, so that you know how I'm going to be evaluating them. So if you look at my prep page, which I'm going to go ahead and click on it. The prep page asks you, first of all, put your name, date, and class. The title of your mini-Q obviously is the War of 1812, and you're going to first start with your hook. Remember, skip the hook if you can't think of something, because you will get stuck here, and maybe it'll come to you while you gather the information for the rest of your essay. You'll set up the historical context. Remember that this is the who, what, when, where, how, why of the historical event or time period that you are writing your mini-Q on. So it's really important to put the thumbtack dates in there and give a little bit of background on what you're writing about. So you can tell that I've given some dates right here that I'm probably going to write more in my essay to set up the historical context, but this is the idea I have right now. I'm going to go ahead and restate the question. Could the world superpower and her colonies have avoided war? That's the question that I started with on my mini-Q. And then I'm going to do my thesis. You can see me crossing out the stuff so it's relevant to what I'm writing about. But you're going to want to put your the thing that you thought it was the most important cause of the War of 1812 in this first blank, and then the second most important cause of the War of 1812 in this blank. And then the rest of your thesis is to the United States eventual rise to the superpower. So then you're finished with getting ready to write your introduction. So you're going to write your first body paragraph. Your first body paragraph is about the most important cause of the War of 1812. So you're going to want to make sure that you get prepared for a topic sentence, that you use at least two pieces of evidence from the document. So I have three. So you go one piece, you make sure that you cite it, then you have the next piece and you make sure that you cite it, and then you have the next piece and you sure that you cite it. How you're going to conclude the paragraph is important too, because you guys like to end on a citation, and you should not be doing that in your research or in a mini-Q, because you've got to come up with a conclusion for that paragraph that either transitions into the next one or wraps up the paragraph that you just wrote. The second body paragraph is actually going to be the second most important cause. I like to touch on what I just started on in my topic sentence and then move on to whatever it is that I'm talking about in this paragraph. So I was talking about the Declaratory Act in this one, and so I'm going to talk about the intolerable acts in this one. So I go, Declaratory Act, touch on that, move on to what I'm going to say about the intolerable acts. Notice that I'm putting my dates. That's important to set the context. The dates of War of 1812 are very short, and it's in the documents that you will need, also in your textbook. So I have my first piece of evidence, second piece of evidence, and third piece of evidence, All of these pieces of evidence are documented, and then I wrap up this second cause paragraph. The third body paragraph in a causation essay is the effects. So obviously the effects of these two causes is the war, the big effect. So I'm going to topic sentence it again. Then I'm going to have 2 to 3 pieces of evidence. Because remember, the lower number is 2, the higher number is 3, just depending on what you decide that you need. I'm putting my documentation, which I'm going to pull through to my essay, and then I conclude that paragraph. Then on my conclusion, make sure that you have an aha moment that sometimes I go opposite of this, the what if kind of. Sum up your main points and then leave your reader with something to think about without writing a question. Do not write a question. Please don't do that. So that's how I'm going to prepare. When I come into class tomorrow, I am going to use this document. If I need my document to open up my computer, I can in this situation, and I'm going to write my essay. You're going to need a few pieces of notebook paper. Make sure to put your name on it and all that good stuff. So my essay is right here if you'd like to read all of it. I'm not going to read all of it to you, but it's here for you to read through to get an idea of what the flow of this kind of essay is. And notice I've got my heading over here, I've got my title, and then I just go into it. I'm indenting my paragraphs so that I know I'm not skipping lines between the paragraphs because I don't need to. And I just follow my plan, and that's what I did. I'm going to read the introduction to you and then the conclusion just so you can get an idea. It says, freedom and shifting powers from the few to the many drove the British colonies in North America to declare their independence on July 4th, 1776, and choose to fight a bloody war that was actually already raging. From the year 1763 to 1776, tensions ran high between Britain, who needed to pay for the French and Indian War, and her colonies, who had benefited from a long period of salutary neglect. With so much in common and such a long history together, could the world superpower and her colonies have avoided war? Oh, look, Miss Weir forgot her question mark. That's a pet peeve. Can't believe it. The Declaratory Act and the Intolerable Act showed Britain's true intentions and led to the United States being recognized as a sovereign nation. So there's my thesis statement. So then I move into my body paragraphs. This is my first cause, most important cause. This is my second most important cause. And then you see my documentation. Do not document your stuff. And then this is my effect paragraph. And then here is my conclusion paragraph. So the sovereign United States of America is the fault of King George and the British Parliament. Instead of passing the Declaratory Act, they could have called a convention to agree on a plan for representation. When the British soldiers were sent to Boston and witnessed, I forgot my ED, the suffering, they could have demanded their government take care of her English citizens. Citizens in the United States could still be members of the British Commonwealth, but the bottom line is the following. The British government in 1776 did not see the American colonists as true British citizens with all the rights and privileges that citizenship status should enjoy. So that's my concluding paragraph. Now, of course, yours is about the War of 1812. So after examining the documents and also the background information and the hook exercise, and then the sections, section 3 and 4 that you read in your textbook, you should be able to write a pretty good mini-Q on the War of 1812. This mini-Q will be your first major grade in English language arts, and we'll kind of do the same process. I'll evaluate them, hand them back, and if you would like to do a rewrite, then you'll be able to do a rewrite. So good luck, and I will come back to you with another lesson.